Hello, Nintendo Wii here, welcome back to Let's Play Retro Games. Today I'm going to show you guys this new Pokemon Pikachu 2DS XL Special Edition, do a little bit of a review of the system, and then talk about some 3DS games to look forward to this year. With the pre-order on the Nintendo store, it actually also came with this Pikachu cup here. So that's really cool, a nice little bonus. So the system itself, this is the latest in a very, very long line of Pikachu or Pokemon Special Edition consoles. I actually picked up a few years ago when Sun and Moon came out, the Special Edition 2DS, and I did a video about that a few years ago. I'll put it up here, or it'll come up with a little eye in the corner, so click on that if you want to go and see my unboxing and impressions of this system. But now, a few years later, we have the 2DS XL. Not like the original 2DS, this one actually has the same clamshell design as the 3DS. It's slightly bigger, it also includes the XL screens that the 3DS XL has, and I have to say these screens, coming from the new 3DS and the 2DS to this, such a huge improvement. I did used to have a 3DS XL, I actually used to have the Pikachu one. I don't have it here anymore, it's at my old house, so I can't really do a comparison, but I do have a video of me unboxing that many years ago, so I'll try and find that and maybe put it up there. The screens on this are incredible, it gets very bright as well. I've transferred all my software over to this, so this is going to be my main 3DS now going forward. The second thing that I found, it's very, very light, even compared to this. If you do a comparison, it feels lighter even though it's bigger, which is brilliant. Especially for games where you hold it in one hand and use the stylus with the other. So that's a really good plus point. Now for a slight negative, the stylus, it now goes in the bottom rather than the side, and it's also a lot smaller, which isn't too bad, but I've been playing the new Pikmin game, and when you hold it like this, sometimes the edge of the stylus can get caught in your finger like that, and it does start to hurt after a while, but it's not the end of the world, and it's still really comfortable to use, just like that. So now for another plus point, the speakers on this thing, really, really good. The speakers are actually at the bottom this time rather than at the top. They're really nice and loud as well, mixed with the lovely screen on the top, which reminds me a lot of an iPhone. You wouldn't really expect it, but it really does feel like a premium system, even though it's got the 2DS name. A couple more negatives, although you would obviously expect this if you did buy the system. It doesn't have any 3D capabilities, which I will kind of miss because I did enjoy that, but it seems that most games coming out now don't utilise the 3D of the 3DS anyway, so you're not really missing out on too much unless you wanted to go back and play some of the older games, in which case I'd probably recommend the new 3DS XL instead of the 2DS. But for the price, for what you're getting for the system, for the amazing screens, the lovely buttons, I'm glad they went back to the clicky style D-pad and A, B, X and Y buttons compared to the squidgy ones from the 2DS. That's a huge improvement. Overall, I would definitely recommend this system, and just look at that, isn't it? Just adorable. At the same time as this system got released the other day, Pokemon Crystal was also released on the eShop. So if you're into your original Pokemon games, you can get this in the box, although it does just come with a download code from the Nintendo store, or you can go on the eShop and download the game straight into your system. So, that was just a quick look at the Pikachu 2DS XL, an amazing console, a really, really nice special edition. Now let's take a look at some games that you can play on this or your 3DS in the year to come. So yes, although the Switch is out now and that's probably Nintendo's main focus going forward, they did state that the 3DS is still going to be supported well into 2018 and 2019. So there's a few games that have been announced at the moment. Obviously the main one for most people is probably going to be Detective Pikachu. It looks really fun, it sort of looks like a mix of Professor Layton and that sort of style of game. Really great, and there's a movie coming out to coincide with the release of the game, which they just started filming the other day, so I'm definitely going to pick that game up when it comes out in March this year. There's another game that I'm super excited about that I actually didn't get to play when it came out on the DS. It only ever came out in America on the DS and we never got it here in Europe, and that game is Radiant Historia. I'm so excited that they're remaking it for the 3DS and it's coming out in the UK. It's out very soon and I'd definitely go and get a pre-order in if I were you. It looks like a fantastic mix of RPG games, it's got a lot of time travel in it, which I absolutely love, as I'm sure you know. Another RPG that's coming out, this time being published by Atlas, what a great company, that is Alliance Alive. It looks like a very kind of generic JRPG, but if you love that kind of game, then I'm sure you can't go wrong with this. If you love Bravely Default and you're looking for your next JRPG fix, Alliance Alive may be the game for you. Another game coming from Atlas, that is Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux, a remake of the 2009 DS game of the same name, minus the Redux part obviously. The Shin Megami Tensei games are really good. They have a great style and atmosphere to them, and if you love the Persona games or anything like that, definitely go and check out the DS and 3DS games because they're definitely worth a play. You know you're expecting great quality when it comes to that series. Another game that's coming out, this one's also coming out on the Switch, that is another Shovel Knight game, the final game in the Shovel Knight series. This is Shovel Knight King of Cards. I'm a huge fan of the Shovel Knight series and I can't wait for the new game to come out, although I probably will pick it up on the Switch rather than on the DS, but if you don't have a Switch yet, then there's another game for you to get this year. A game that was announced at E3 that was kind of an oddball announcement. It was announced after the main direct event at the Treehouse, and Bill Trinan was bigging it up on Twitter as he does. That game may not be for everyone. It's called Sushi Striker. It seems like a really interesting kind of puzzle action game for the DS, including flicking sushi up onto your opponent's screen, and you sort of do a fight and have to build these different recipes at the same time. It looks really quirky, it has a lovely graphic style to it, so that's one game to look out for, and it'll probably be fairly cheap and it'll just be on the eShop. One last game. This game has not been officially announced, but I have seen rumours about it flying around on Twitter recently. May not be coming out this year, may be coming out next year, but that is, and I really hope this is true, I have my fingers crossed, a remake of Link's Awakening for the 3DS. I really hope this is true. Link's Awakening is one of my all-time favourite Zelda games, and if they bring a remake out on the DS, on the 3DS, then I'll be all over that, and I'm sure a lot of other people will too. So thank you very much for watching. That was just a quick video to show you this lovely Pikachu Edition 2DS XL and to talk about some games that are coming out this year for the 3DS. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all my new subscribers. It's great to see so many new subscribers on the channel. Check my Patreon out down below if you want to see these videos early, and I'll catch you again in the next episode. Goodbye.